Program that helped valedictorians and salutatorians get a leg up to going to colleges of their choice. When I realized that the other end of the spectrum existed, with kids who didn't even have an opportunity to think about college because there were so many barriers in their way, it was a transforming moment for me. I thought our efforts have to be channeled to this whole the other area of kids who need to be lifted up and given equal access to opportunities that exist for other children.
In the time that you've been doing this, what are the real insights you've gleaned about philanthropy and what's effective and what's not?
I think the energy that comes.
Candy is making it clear to the fans, to Nene Leakes, and to the network that she is done with Phaedra Parks. She's responding to Nene Leakes saying that the fans were robbed of a conversation between Candy and Phaedra after the whole Dungeon Gate. Welcome back to the Kempire Channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So you will be able to sound off on this topic later today during our Tuesday takeover at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. So Candy, as you know, has her Speak On It every single Sunday where she talks about the episode. But at the top of her Speak On It, she talks about the whole Phaedra Parks situation because her guest, Jay, asked her the question about what Nene Leakes had to say in her most recent interview. I can't believe that we're still talking about it, but that's the impact of Nene Leakes. So Nene, as you know, in her conversation said that she felt like the fans were robbed of a conversation between Candy and Phaedra after Dungeon Gate. Because as you know, after that blew up at that reunion, Phaedra was never to be seen again until Ultimate Girls Trip. We never really had any sort of closure. I agree with that. And as I talk about this, I will explain a little bit later on where I feel like things could have ended up very differently. So Candy in this conversation basically says, I feel like the fans forget. I feel like they do not understand or remember what happened at this reunion. She says that a couple of things. First of all, Phaedra literally says,
well, today was the final day of the adjudicatory hearing here in Boston. And there was a lot of anticipation because Elaine Wynn was going to be taking the stand. And that did eventually happen, although it was somewhat anticlimactic because a lot of what she was to testify to, she didn't remember some of the previous, some of the things that happened in the past. That there was that portion of it, and then the other part of it was that she was kind of confined from talking a lot about things back when this was irrelevant because there were some court sealing, some documents that were sealed and confidentiality agreements. So she couldn't say a whole lot back then. And then her recollection of things didn't really satisfy, I think, a lot of people who were on the commission. I think the bigger highlight, though, may have been the close for the Wynn Resorts, where they made their last appeal to keep their license. And one of the things that came out of that, one of the commissioners asked, well, what happens if you get a bad outcome on this? And Phil Satry, the chairman of the board for Wynn Resorts, says, well, what do you think? Because we, if you say you don't want us anymore, we're not going to be very happy about that. So there was a little bit of tension in that closing discussion. And but now it's history. The hearing is over. I think in most cases, it was pretty sincere and heartfelt in terms of what they were expecting. The commission was very interested in everything that they were talking about. They asked a lot of questions, a lot of probing questions into some of the details of some of the parts of the investigation that we've heard bits and pieces of in the past. But they wanted to drill down into some of those specifics, and they were sincerely interested in it. As far as the rest of the room is concerned, there was, I think a lot of people were expecting a lot of the things that were said. Not a lot of gasps and shrieks or anything like that, but certainly this is a serious matter that's going to kind of determine
on me for being a big girl, but I'm outdoing all of you guys.
Right.
Like, so at that point, that's when I started to develop the attitude like, the hell am I insecure about me for? Like when I'm able to keep up.
Yes.
So that's when I started to realize that people who are insecure.
Yeah. Okay, so basically your best friends who moved out here like for your dream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell me about that.
It was an exciting drive out here. So actually, in last January,
Yeah.
We did a huge acting and modeling showcase that both of us were in
In Ohio or in LA?
in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So our modeling and acting agency in Ohio is the one who told us about it and brought us out here, helped us with it all.
Okay.
So we ended up both getting signed there.
Yep.
Like
And
on the spot.
Yeah.
No way.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah. They offered us both representation, so we took it. And then I needed to finish high school and get money together.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he had to finish high school, and
So you accelerated because there's opportunity.
Yeah, I had to take like 2 classes during the summer in order to finish my senior
That's
year.
freaking
and
awesome,
that's it.
Josh.
Yep.
So like, how are your parents feeling about this? Obviously it's awesome because both of you guys are males and then you guys are together, so it's not like, you know, you're a young girl lost in Hollywood.
yeah.
Which could be even more frightening.
My mom's excited. She stays in touch all the time.
Okay.
Um,
Are they visiting yet?
they have not visited yet. They
So
want
you
to
just
visit
moved
soon.
here.
October, first week
Oh,
of
so
October.
they're like brand new,
Yeah.
little babies. Are you both interested in modeling and acting, and how has that experience been here in LA?
When we first got out here, the second half of, so there's 2 seasons, pilot season and episodic season.
Right.
Episodic is the latter half, and by the time we got out here, it was already winding
Like
down.
wrapping up, right, right.
Which I'm actually glad that we came out at the time that we did, just
Okay, so basically your best friends who moved out here like for your dream.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Tell me about that.
It was an exciting drive out here. So actually, in last January,
Yeah.
we did a huge acting and modeling showcase that both of us were in
In Ohio or in LA?
in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So our modeling and acting agency in Ohio is the one who told us about it and brought us out here, helped us with it all.
Okay.
So we ended up both getting signed there.
Yep.
Like on the spot.
Yeah.
No way.
Basically,
Okay.
yeah. They offered us both representation, so we took it. And then I needed to finish high school and get money together.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he had to finish high school, and
So you accelerated because there's opportunity.
Yeah, I had to take like 2 classes during the summer in order to finish my senior
That's
year.
freaking
and that's
awesome,
it.
Josh.
Yep.
So like, how are your parents feeling about this? Obviously it's awesome because both of you guys are males and then you guys are together, so it's not like, you know, you're a young girl lost in Hollywood.
yeah.
Which could be even more frightening.
My mom's excited. She stays in touch all the time.
Okay.
Are
they visiting yet?
They have not visited yet. They
So
want
you
to
just
visit
moved
soon.
here.
October, first week
Oh,
of
so
October.
they're like brand new,
Yeah.
little babies. Are you both interested in modeling and acting, and how has that experience been here in LA?
When we first got out here, the second half of, so there's 2 seasons, pilot season and episodic season.
Right.
Episodic is the latter half, and by the time we got out here, it was already winding
Like
down.
wrapping up, right, right.
Which I'm actually glad that we came out at the time that we did, just because while there was nothing going on, we were able to kind of relax and
Get a
move
lay of the
in and
land.
get a lay, yeah.
That's right.
So now that pilot season's here, we kind of have an idea where things are and how traffic is and everything. So we're able to start kicking off this pilot season hard. So we both had a few auditions already. And,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So what would be like a dream role? Like a dream role come true.
Like
I
a
think-
lead on a TV
on
series.
TV
that
would
would
be
be
Why
excellent.
TV versus movie?
get paid by
TV
the episode.
you do, yeah. For me, I feel like it's if I do a TV show, I basically have it set kind of because you have your 13, 15 episodes.
Yep.
And like he did say, you kind of you get paid by the episode and
Right.
anything that re-airs,
Yeah.
you know. And it's able to a lot more people are able to see it, And
So you're casting a broader net.
yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, and if it ends up picking up for a second season, you have that, you always have that. Versus if you do a movie, you know, you're now only doing this movie, and that could be, you might not get another movie thing for a while. As if you were doing a TV show, not only are you able to be seen for people who watch the show, but also every other show that this not. So if it was like ABC, everybody who cast for ABC, oh, Tyler on this show, why don't we throw him onto another ABC show or something?
Because at that point you're connected with a network,
Yeah.
as opposed to like just a movie.
Yep.
Oh, that's really smart. Oh my God, you guys have this like whole thing mapped out. Okay, so let's say that they are casting for a TV series. Ideal role.
Well, my role would probably be like dark and dramatic, I guess, because like I'm not as good with like comedy and smiling and
But
stuff.
you smile now.
It's different.
But you
so-
enjoy the dramatic, darker characters that people wouldn't necessarily expect you to play. I
Yeah.
imagine. Nice.
For me, probably like the high school kid,
Yeah.
party goer,
Yes, yes.
just a fun, upbeat character.
Like a high school high kind of character. Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Oh wow. So like, how has it been in terms of getting auditions? What is, I guess, the biggest challenge that people that are interested in like making the leap from their small town into like the big city, what is the like biggest challenge that you guys are finding?
For me, it's just like there's a lot of there's not a lot of feedback when you go to auditions.
Yeah,
And there's also a lot of negativity. I mean, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of rejection and stuff like that.
for
And
sure.
so you can't go in thinking, oh well, I'm probably not gonna get this part. You just have to go in thinking like I'm gonna do my best. And,
Right.
you know, if I get this part, I get it, and you know, great. Or else something else is gonna come along eventually, and I'll
Yeah.
get that. But it's really easy to like lose hope, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge, just to keep
Staying
your
positive,
Yeah.
consistently motivated, and energized, I imagine. That can be pretty draining.
Yeah.
One of the challenges for me, I feel like, is trying to keep a little bit of me in every character. So I've noticed, one of our friends was helping me learn lines for an audition the other day, and she says, you know, every time you start to learn this, your voice changes dramatically. And I'm like, and she says, you know, that's one thing that a lot of new actors.
Oh, Father Feeney and I were just investigating the mysteries of the Church of Rome. It appears hypocrisy knows no bounds.
You're no hypocrite, Doc. You just like to sound like one. I brought you something. Well, let's see. Where are we today? Yeah, I'm $17 down to you. 2 bits of hand, stud.
Keep coming back here. I told you not to in a minute.
You're the only person I can afford to lose to anymore. How we feeling today, Doc?
I'm dying. How are you?
Pretty much the same.
So now we can add self-pity, all lips of frailties.
All right, Doc. All right, how many cards you want?
I don't want to play anymore.
How many?
Damn, you're the most fallible, stubborn, self-deluded, bull-headed man I've ever known in my entire life.
I call. You win.
Yet withal, you're the only human being in my entire life that ever gave me hope. I was in love once. My first cousin. She was 15. We were both so.
That's good, Doc. That's good. What happened?
She joined the convent over the affair. She was all I ever wanted. What did you want?
Just to live a normal life.
There's no normal life, Wyatt. It's just life. You get on with it.
Don't know how.
Sure you do. Say goodbye to me. Go grab that spirited actress, make her your own. Take that beauty and run. Don't look back. Live every second. Live right up the hill. Live, Wyatt. Live for me. Wyatt, if you ever my friend, if you ever had even the slightest feeling for me, leave now. Leave now. Please.
Thanks for always being there, Doc.
I'll be damned. This is funny.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Carvana Focus Group. My name's Christina. I work in the research department.
Thanks, Kate.